horse rider and also someone who works in an office, it's a bit of a disadvantage if your ergonomic office position is not correct, because when you're obviously riding, it's all about having a good posture, having the shoulders, the head back, etc. Now, if you spend all day in front of a computer and your office is not ergonomically correct, you will get a lot of tightness in certain areas. It's so important that you are in the right ergonomic position, because you will get into bad habits which you're then trying, when you then go horse riding, can actually cause aches and pains and affect also how well you're riding. Now, if we're looking at the lower back, now it's very important how you sit. So you've got to decide whether or not you are a bum sitter or whether or not you are a foot sitter. Now, if you are a bum sitter, you've got to have the chair right back, you've got to have a back support, and the chair has got to be at 90 degrees. Now, at the moment you can see I've got my feet a little bit, so there you go, that's actually 90 degrees. There you go. That's about 90 degrees, okay? What happens when you are in the right position, you've got the back support right, is that your pelvis and your back is supported. Now, if for any reason that you have got it too low and your hips are too high, your back will come backwards and it puts a lot of strain on the lower back. And it makes you work less efficiently around your core. So when you then go horse riding, you say, right, suddenly I'm going to get up into here, you haven't got the practice, and you will also be stiff in certain areas that will then affect your ability to ride efficiently and without aches and pains, as well as obviously just getting aches and pains from sitting in the office chair for so long. Now, if you are a foot sitter, you actually need to have your chair a little bit higher, so your hips are at 100 degrees. And I'm a foot sitter, so I normally sit a little bit further forward in the chair. And you can also tilt this area here to allow you to have that kind of area here. Okay? Now, what happens then is, once you've got all this sorted out, I don't need the backrest because I like the weight coming down through my feet. So once you're in this position, you put your arms in at 90, and then you go in for the table should be sort of sliding in here. If it's too high, then you end up sort of scrunching your shoulder up, which causes tension in your upper muscle here, which again, for posture, when you then go in and just got to do the riding, you're already too tight, you can hardly get your shoulders back because you're very tight in the front, So that's worth thinking about. The other thing is that you've got to be able to go all the way in. Some people have got these things on their chairs and they can't actually get it underneath the table to get yourself completely in. So if I had a table that was too low and I get to here, what will happen is that you'll do this to meet the table. Now that's a lot of strain on your lower back. Right, so my favourite exercise is to avoid any stiffness. So by the time the weekend comes and you've got to go and do your riding, there's a couple that, especially for the upper body, that is really important to do. So the first one is you've got to look straight ahead, and then you've got to basically tuck your chin in, and this is like doing a double chin, but it opens up the space at the back of the neck here. You don't hold it for any length of time, it's basically just going 1, 2, 3, perfect, 4, and 5. Yeah. Okay, so that's a really good one because it opens up the space. Now the other muscle that tends to be very tight when we work in the office is the orbitopisia muscle. And by putting your hand underneath your bum, and then gently bring your head to the side, you'll feel the stretch coming down through into this area. You don't, I mean, sometimes you don't even need to actually give an extra push with your...
I feel it,
Yeah, exactly. And whenever you stretch a muscle, you've got to hold it to the count of 20. Because they say that it takes about 16 seconds for a muscle to register that it's being stretched, and then obviously you ease off, and then you repeat that 3 times. And each time you hold it to the count of 20. Okay? And the other one is just the general sort of shoulder blade. Really just roll them, get all those crunchy things out of the way. Yeah? Just 10 of those. And the main one is the one where you go backwards because you'll be spending a lot of time being forward. So we really want just to open up the chest area. And one would say that this one, anytime you feel like it. This one, I would say anytime you feel like it. With the stretching, I would probably do that maybe 2 or 3 times a day if you are really feeling that things are quite tight.
All right.
And drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated throughout the day, because if you don't, you do get tense in your neck and shoulders as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.